It's the Al Travis Show, and we got him. He's the guy all about baseball because it's in his name. It's Matt on Baseball. Matt, how are you?
Baseball. I'm great, Al. How are you doing today?
Well, if we're not talking baseball, I'm doing wonderful. My Twins are a bit of a skid situation. Things aren't wonderful for them, but we're in the middle of the baseball season. You got to just love it, right? I mean, here we are.
Now, long time left in the season. Anybody except a couple of teams could still make the playoffs.
Is anybody actually eliminated yet? I mean, technically probably not, but it's getting close.
Technically not, but you got to say the Rockies and the White Sox are not too far away.
Not too far. But there's cool news in baseball. Ohtani comes back, and, you know, he's got to be the best baseball player of our lifetimes, right? I mean, Babe Ruth was before me. I mean, I've read about it, but this kid is unbelievable. He comes back, he throws a 100-mile-an-hour pitch. Now, he's not in long. I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Ohtani? He showed last night why he's a true unicorn. There's nobody like him. You know, after being out for 2 years, carrying it up offensively, but last night was his first appearance back on the mound. He only went one inning, as you said, but, 14 of his pitches were above 98 miles an hour, and he threw a 100-mile-an-hour pitch. And it's one interesting stat. I looked this up. He's done it 12 times. So he has hit leadoff in a game that he started 12 times now. That's only been done by 3 other people in the history of baseball, and they all only did it one time. And the last time was in 1968.
All of those games, all of those players, that's the only time. That is Yeah, he's a special man. That is so much fun.
He went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs too.
No, you can't, as a baseball fan, take anything away from this guy. There's not much. As I understand it, he's a nice guy. I mean, he's a great look for baseball. Too bad he's a Dodger, but other than that, I mean.
Yeah, there was that brief. I see that his interpreter has started his sentence, almost 5-year sentence in prison for betting and doing all sorts of things with Ohtani's money. And I haven't even gotten a whiff that Ohtani was aware of it. He denied it. Yeah. So I think he's in the clear now. I would bet.
Yeah, unless something comes up, I think so. And again, he seems genuine. You can kind of tell when guys are schmoozing you.
Yeah.
I didn't know. He took my money and did this. Now the amount of money you got to have before somebody can just rob you blind. I mean, okay, got it. I am not there, but he's got it.
I think it was $17 million he took.
That's what it wasn't. I just sold $20 out of the pocket change drawer. But he'll still survive losing $17 million. He'll be okay.
Yeah. So with the $700 million contract, I think he will.
Yeah, he will. Other things going on in baseball? We're getting close to the All-Star game.
We're in the thick. The All-Star game is, in July 15th, I think, in Atlanta, and we're in the thick of the voting. I had to remind myself how, you may know this, but how players get selected for the All-Star game.
I don't know this. As I understand it, I could be wrong, the regular public can get it, but then they were overloading, the internet. So I think the public can vote once a day or something, which is, again, crazy to me because those devout fans will get more stuff. Then the managers, the players, and the press, don't they all get a bigger majority of that vote and they figure it out? Am I wrong?
Or maybe some of that is right and some of it isn't.
That's what mostly happens on this show. I give out my thoughts. Go ahead.
So here's how the most of the players on the All-Star team get chosen by the fans, like you and me. So there are 2 phases. The first phase, you vote on everybody, and you can every person can vote up to 5 times a day, not 1 time.
See, but does that even make it those that are more interested in getting their guys, those in LA, those in big cities, they crush the rest of us. Why everybody gets 5 votes? Why?
Yeah, no, I don't. That doesn't make much sense to me. And I'll tell you, I take a different approach. I don't just vote for my guys. My Braves have, pretty much been awful this year. So I really, I consider myself a real baseball fan. I vote for the guys I think really are having a great year and deserve it. Maybe I'm.
See, but that's you, Matt, on baseball. That's your name. The kid that's great at his phone and his tablet and all the rest, and he wants his favorite player and his team. He's just, boom, 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 rapid fire. Yeah. Al doesn't have enough time. I'll vote for my guys and who I think should be there. I'm a one-time guy. I don't have time in my life to do.
But it's amazing. Yeah, I hear you. But it's amazing that usually, the most deserving folks do make it ultimately. Not always, but ultimately.
Well, wait, because isn't one of the rules somebody from every team has to make it? You can't tell me every team, there might not be 3 Dodgers that should go before 1 White Sox. Come on. We do that to make it fair.
Yeah. So there is some built-in sort of risk aversion to the process. So the first phase ends next week, I think on the 26th of June, and the top 2 vote getters, which at this point it's Ohtani in the National League and Judge in the American League, they will be automatic starters. And then phase 2, which I think lasts for a week or two, then you vote for a narrowed down pool of players. And after that happens, there are like 17 positions or 23 positions left to be filled on each team.
Okay.
The players fill 17 of those, and the commissioner's office fills the remaining 6. And that's to ensure that every team gets somebody.
Okay. Yeah. And then where are we on? Is it the coach who won each of their divisions, the manager of the team for the next All-Star game? Is that what happens? Is it them?
I believe that's still the case, yeah,
right.
for the 2 World Series managers. It no longer, and I guess I had forgotten this, since 2017, you remember that period of about 15 years where the winner of the World Series
got home field advantage.
That league got home field advantage in the next year in the that year in the World Series. That hasn't been the case since 2017, and now it's just the team with the best record, which I think is the way it should be as a baseball purist.
But back to, and I give baseball at least its a semblance of the game, the All-Star game, I will watch the home run hitting derby.
You will or won't?
I will. I'll watch that. I find that interesting, at least enough to follow along. But the game itself, we now have baseball, pitch time clocks and that sort of thing to keep it moving. Every inning, a new pitcher, basically. I don't like the format of the All-Star game. I don't like that it's different than baseball. I think a manager, but there's no reason to win. We're all here showcase. Everybody gets to play.
Yeah.
Well, that's not how it is in baseball.
If you were king for a day, what would you change?
To make it work, I guess, and I do this with all of these, there has to be a reason to win. Because obviously National versus American League, they like it, but it isn't enough pull. Because these players switch tides all the time, right? I mean, they're always crossing when trades and that sort of thing. So I think that's gone. So I think you have to make it. I like the idea of if you win, your side gets home field advantage for the playoffs. Now you're playing for everybody who's on your side. I did like that rule. The other thing is you got to use the exact same rules you do throughout the year. Pitcher comes in, he's got to pitch? 3 pitchers now? 3 batters is not in and out. Yep, he's got to do 3 batters. And I would find some way that every player does not have to hit the field.
Yeah. There's an honor in being chosen for the...
Exactly. And and I wasn't one of the best 9 or I wasn't the best second baseman over this guy. If you can't suck that up and say, yeah, okay, but I got to go, got the free trip, that to me, I mean, we're trying to hurt these kids' feelings. We're trying to put the best people on the field that we can and watch the real all-stars go at it. I mean, because basically if you're 26 on each team, we have 52 of the best players.
Yeah.
Well, kids are like, I don't know that guy. So I guess I don't know how to do it. They don't pay me enough to figure that out. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I do. I share your desire to see the very best play for longer than they currently do in the game. I mean, having Ohtani and Judge on the field for 4 or 5 innings instead of 1 or 2. But the other thing, since they're not playing since the stakes aren't high at all, their own teams don't want them to get hurt, right?
Yeah.
So they're only going to play a minimal amount of time.
See, but then that's back to like basketball. They don't play defense because somebody could twist an ankle, so it's 178 to whatever. It's not even the same game. I will not watch the NBA basketball game. I'll watch the three-point shooting contest. I find that interesting. Hockey, on the other hand, found an interesting twist when they did nationalities, and they're playing for America. Those were 3 or 4 very good hockey games. I mean, so there's got to be a way, but baseball's doing it. And it's a clown club when you look at football.
Yeah.
Flag football now, and no one knows the rules, and and the punter gets the punt the day before, I don't know what it is. It's a clown show, and I don't like it. So
it's all about entertainment somehow, I guess, instead of just...
But it's not entertaining. The game of football is the game of football. Hockey's this. Baseball, I want to see the best players. I want to see some of these guys get up to bat the 3rd time against that same pitcher, and now where the advantage shifts. That's me. Yeah. I got to go to break quick. We'll be back right after this. We'll talk how the season's going with some folks now. I've got him, Mr. Baseball, on the Al Travis Show. It is the Al Travis Show. We've got him, Matt on baseball. I don't think we have the time because we chatted a lot. I did. About all this going on. Anything in the either side, the American or National League, that's striking you, people, comers or goers? I'm going to tell you my Twins. Well,
9 games out, right?
9 games out. They've lost 4 in a row, and you'd think we'd just drop off the face of the earth. The Central Division, however, the best division in baseball, a week ago, Detroit has lost 2 in a row. We've lost 4 in a row. Cleveland lost 3 in a row. Kansas City 6 in a row, and Chicago 5 in a row. We're all on a losing streak, so we really haven't skid back much. Even we lost those 4 in a row. We're 2-8 in the last 10. We're sinking, just not in this Central. Has the Central Division played its cards? What's going on there that every team in that division's on a losing streak?
Yeah, no, what a coincidence. But I think, I mean, I hate to say it, Detroit still, they won 40 games, right? So they're still
46,
essentially on a 100-game pace. But yeah, it has not been a good 10 days for that division. But,
no.
You know, they could turn it around suddenly. And Kansas City has had their 2 best pitchers out. Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on with the Twins. You guys.
Well, Pablo, our best pitcher's out. And then the other kid, I'm going for his Keebler, got a strange, Zebby went out. So he's gone. And now we got this kid Festa in, you never heard of, another guy they brought up, and we lost 2 games by 16-4 or something. I mean, it's not pretty. But that being said, isn't Tampa Bay the team to watch? I'm looking up. They have really gained on the Yankees, who are 42-29. Yeah. They've come out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it seems like they're doing everything well. They've got some good young pitchers. They're playing really good defense. They're bunting players over who are on first base, playing small ball really well.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be a weakness in their team right now. They sort of come out of nowhere. They've always been very good at cultivating
young
pitchers, right? Really, really good young pitchers. So they're fun to watch. Nobody expected them to be second to the Yankees at this point in the season. You know, the Red Sox did what I thought was I don't know how you interpret it. They traded their biggest hitter this week out of nowhere, Rafael Devers. What did you think about that?
Well, I'm like, wait a minute, are they giving up? So then you look, well, they're only 5.5 games out. They are 8-2 in the last 10. They're on a roll, 6 in a row, and you upset that apple cart?
Yeah. I think they did it for 2 reasons, I think. One, he was not a great team player. They asked him when Bregman came over and he was their third baseman, they asked him to DH. He didn't want to do it at first. He did it. Then they've got the number 1 prospect in baseball was the Red Sox, a guy named Roman Anthony, and he had nowhere to play. He's an outfielder. And so I think it was a combination of those 2 things, but he was their best hitter, and he was hitting very well this year.
Yeah, it's ballsy. I'll give them that, but I don't think they're out of it. I mean, if this doesn't upset the team plays better. They're 5.5 out. We got half the season to go, and Boston is Boston, and by far, I mean, New York is on a 4-game losing streak. A lot of guys are catching right now. Yeah. I got to fly, my friend. I'm sorry we're out of time. I tell you, took too much time talking All-Star baseball with you and that sort of thing.
Worries.
Bringing up football. I apologize. Love having you on, my friend. Appreciate it a ton.
Great talking to you, Al. Take care.
It's Matt on baseball. We'll get him back. Always a pleasure. More coming up right after this on the Al Travis Show.